千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Eric Lin, where we delve deeply into the Daodejing by Lao Tzu. Now, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to knowing and not knowing, or seeing a wide open space of the sky above versus a tiny piece of it, leading to ignorance. So here's the comparison and contrast. In terms of the Tao of knowing, I want to set what most people see versus what Tao cultivator will also see. So the majority of the people see the small. What I mean by that is that they can fixate on the petty matters of life. They focus on the personal. That's what they care about themselves, about their little sphere of influence. So the small is the petty or the personal. The Tao cultivator sees the personal, the small, no doubt about that, but the Tao cultivator also sees the great. By the great, I mean the overall applicable principle, the Tao itself that applies to any situation. The effect of Tao cultivation in one's life is that you gain visibility to the great, the grand, not just the small, not just the details, but also the big picture. Then, most people see the immediate, what is happening now, what is happening to them, what is close by, what is near. Tao cultivators can see that, but also see the distant, that they have their view or their vision further out. They can see not just the big picture, but also how things will look when you project out in time to the future, into the future. Most people see the surface, the facade, the veneer, surface appearance. Whereas Tao cultivator sees not just the surface, but also the view from within, that is the insight. And the word insight literally means the view from within. So not just looking at how it appears externally, but also how things really are on the inside. And then finally, most people see a partial view, limited perspective. Tao cultivators learn to integrate multiple perspectives and therefore see a more complete view. A more complete view is much more likely to be the truth. So in all of this, I want to emphasize that when things happen, when events occur, to a lot of people, it may seem like there's no rhyme or reason. That is just a random occurrence. Tao cultivators will look at the same thing and realize that there's some kind of cause and effect at work, even if it's unclear exactly what all the causes are. Just the realization that there are causes associated with the effect will be sufficient for the Tao cultivator to see more, to uncover more. When most people see something happening, they may assume that it's just a single occurrence, a unique occurrence. A Tao cultivator will look at that occurrence and then consider the possibility of universal application. That is, there's some there's some principle behind it, perhaps natural laws, that can be equally applied everywhere. So the laws of gravity, as an example, will cause things to fall here, but not only that, cause things to fall everywhere. That's easy to see in the material sense, like with gravity, harder to see when you try to apply that to human interactions. Now, this whole idea of seeing something and being able to apply universally, being able to extend what you observe to cover more than what you can see, this is a very old concept in the Tao. Goes back to the concept of guan, to observe, and then it goes from there to rationality, li you, and then it goes from there to conclusion, to knowing more about the world than you can possibly see at a glance. There's poetry from the Tang Dynasty that expresses this kind of knowing. There is a line that I find especially applicable. I would like to share that with you. Here's what it looks like. 一叶落，知天下秋. What does that mean? Let me translate it for you. It means see one leaf falling and realize autumn has arrived. And again, this is metaphorical language. It basically expresses the idea that you observe what's happening in the world and you can figure out what's happening in the world that you are not observing just by that observation. So here, 一叶落, literally that's one leaf falling. 知, know, 天下, the world, 秋, autumn. So I find that this is a very easy way to consider this idea, the Tao of knowing. It isn't just what's in front of you, but what you can infer, what you can deduce, what you can figure out about the greater world. So some pretty powerful ideas here that we ought to adopt and apply to our own lives. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us travel safely. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.